Welcome back to Dicey Situations, everyone. I'm your DM, Ryan, joined by my Chaos crew.
Richard, playing Theo Justice.
Mark, playing Glebnor.
Harout, playing Toolugga.
All right, boys. So, let's get a little recap on our last episode. Last one, pretty juicy. Had some fun stuff. Last time on Dicey Situations, the gang found themselves accosted by a pair of children of the Briar, small, thorn-covered fey creatures. Combat ensued as the Briarkin attempted to tangle up Glebnor and Toolugga in magic vines. After a thrashing from Glebnor's new hammer, some crossbow bolts from Theo, and a delicious fish taco from Toolugga, the Briar children relented and offered to guide everyone through the twisting forest. Pretty much immediately they betrayed the gang, leading them into some quicksand and making their way off into the bramble. A nat 20 led to Glebnor forming a perfect ladder, allowing Theo to get a look at their surroundings and spotting a cobblestone staircase leading to high ground away from the bar-stuck paths. As Toolugga began climbing the steps, they quickly began shifting and changing into a cobble swarm. The boys were able to easily fight off the cursed brick steps and find their way to the abandoned ranger cabin. As Theo investigated the baseboards of the shack, he discovered a hidden entrance to a basement artificer workshop. And sifting through diagrams in an old journal, Theo has discovered a former hideout of his sister Ellie. And now, we're going to start our session 10 years ago, in the favelas north of the Steel Toe Scrapyard. We can see, pushing her way through the crowded streets, a tall, young human woman. She has dark brown hair pulled into a messy bun, which is held up by a pair of artificer goggles that she wears on her forehead. She has these piercing blue eyes with deep dark circles under them from lack of sleep, and right now, most of her face is covered by a burgundy-colored bandana. And as tired as she looks, she moves confidently and quickly through the crowd of Dragonborn and Cobalt artisans in this section of the city. She's wearing simple black patchwork leather armor, but you can see that she's fashioned a dread steel pauldron that she wears on her right shoulder. This blackened piece of armor seems to be a scrapped vehicle's fender. And she has a large hunting crossbow on her back, and is clinging tightly to a map case that she's holding under her arm. You can see as she pushes her way through the crowded streets of Titagol, she makes her way to a small hovel cut into the metal skeletal structure of the city. As she approaches the door, you can see her trace an arcane sigil in the air, which dispels her alarm spell. And as she pulls down her bandana and makes her way into the room, Rich, what does a young Theo Justice look like waiting inside for
her? Theo's probably just got messy hair, watching and listening to radio, watching TV, whatever the stuff is there. Just
Isn't there no electronics in this world?
Oh, at this point, yeah, there is no electronics.
Yeah, we'll say there's like a minor illusion of a goofy cartoon just like on repeat, like against like a block of wall.
Outside playing jacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, you're pushing a hoop and a stick around.
Yeah.
In a circle.
Yeah, he's just, 15-year-old kid, got like no stubble on his face or anything, just clean cut, brown hair, blue eyes, just a kid.
Yeah, and you see as your sister Ellie kind of pushes into the room, she's just like, Theo, good, you're here already. Hey, listen, come sit down. And she brings you over to this like little kind of beat down couch. She's like, you shouldn't stop watching this crap. And she dismisses the minor illusion.
I was just getting to the good part for the 800th time.
I'm sorry. But hey, but listen, I just came back from talking to Yarno. And he's gonna keep an eye on you for a couple days.
Well, why a couple of days?
I got he gave me a map that we've been looking for a while, and I think I'm just gonna need a couple days scout. I'll be back. I'm going right near the mountain. Won't be but a few days, and I'll be back. I promise.
All right. I mean, is he paying you well at least?
This one's kind of a personal project, but I gave him money up front, so he'll be taking care of you. He said he has kind of like grunt work for you if you want to head down there and make a little coin while I'm gone.
Well, it'll keep my mind off of just sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah, I know that Titagol isn't like the funnest place, but it'll be fine. You can. When I first started working for Yarno, I just took grease off of old Dread Tech. It's not that bad of a gig.
Well, that sounds gross. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
You know.
Hey, while I'm gone, no going downstairs. You see she looks up and kind of motions toward the closet.
Fine.
But yeah, it'll just be a few days, I promise.
All right, well, be careful, because you got to come back.
Yeah, no, of course. Here, I got to come back for this. So you can hold on to it for now. And you see she takes like a metallic bracer off of her arm that has a like folded in shield kind of circle in the center, and puts it around your arm and clasps it tight.
Oh, I love this thing.
Yeah, it's sick. It's one of my best work, I'm not gonna lie. So don't break it or lose it while I'm gone. I promise. Week tops.
I mean, I'm gonna play with it, so, I mean...
Okay, just... You'll be fine.
Yeah, so will you.
Yeah. And hugs you real tight. But we're now going to cut back to right now. You are standing in this basement. You've just taken 5 points of emotional damage. And we're in the basement here of this ranger hut. It's clearly an artificer workshop. And you're staring down at these blueprints where you have all of the pieces of this weapon laid out now. What are Toolugga and Glebnor doing right now? So you kind of see your buddy is just kind of froze up. Okay. Right off the rip? We're just gonna... right off the rip?
Well, he went down a flight of stairs, if I'm not mistaken.
He did, yes. Yeah. It was like a secret compartment in the top level that went down.
Yeah, well, secret compartment. I'm going to check this thing out. Mm-hmm. Daddy, you coming?
Son, let's go.
And I guess we'll do like a fresh round of perception or investigation checks while you guys are down here. You can definitely tell no one's been down here in a while. The air is just kind of heavy and thick. There's dust kind of coating most of the stuff in here.
That's an 8.
That's beautiful. Okay, great.
19.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay. Glebnor? You're like, sick, a room under a room. That's about as much as you have processed at this point. All right. I'll say, Theo, you, as you're looking down at these diagrams and you're flipping crazy through this journal, you read the last entry, which kind of clued you in that she had come out here and had to kind of abandon whatever she was looking for out here. The 22, I will say, as you're kind of going through everything and you're kind of pushing aside, some of these old books have been here clearly for a long time. They're kind of falling apart in your hand as you push through them. But you see a toolbox in the corner. And as you go in with a 22, as you go and approach this toolbox, you will notice that there is a symbol on the toolbox in the front. The symbol looks like a wrench crossed with a sword. And I will say with a 22, you flip over your bracer that you wear, and that symbol is etched into the bracer as well. But as you flip open the toolbox, this is a set of tinkerer's tools you can add to your inventory.
Nice.
You two over here, Toolugga, you got 18, right? 19. Okay, sorry, I want to steal your voice. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to backtrack. I'm not doing it.
Turf.
It's fine. Eventually, you'll see your brother again. I can cruise right back into it. So with a 19, you look over and you can see that there are these like draped over parts of the workshop, just like big sheets. And as you pull them down, you can see that there is a like cylinder on the center of one of these tables, and inside of this cylinder is what looks to be a like mechanical centipede. It looks like old and still covered in dirt, but it's almost like in like a large like test tube. As you kind of pull it back, you guys all just see this like strange old piece of Dreadforge tech inside of this little cylinder. What would you guys like to do?
Is there like a lid? Can I like pop it open?
Yeah, you want to pop it open?
I'd like to pop it open.
Okay.
Father, once you pop, you can't stop.
Curiosity, son. How else do the greatest minds learn?
We are pretty great minds, aren't we?
The best.
As you say that, as you Where is everyone standing in the room? Let me ask that, I guess. I say the room is about maybe 10, 15 feet of, it's across, I guess. I'll say the workbench that you're at, Theo, would be on the opposite side of the room.
So yeah, where's the workbench in position to the stairs and also this cylinder that Daddy's futzing with?
So as you would come down the stairs, like directly across the room is the workbench that Theo's at. But in the like right corner, if you like had come down the stairs and turned your head right, you would have seen that is where this sheet was he pulled apart, and there was this little cylinder chilling there.
So I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay.
Just like taking it in because I was like, ooh, a room under a room.
Okay. Can I actually have everybody make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw?
Well, that's a nat 20 for 25.
Dope.
It's a nat 20 for 23.
Yo.
That's a 19.
Oh, my lord.
Fuck your centipede.
Okay. You can see as you open up the tank, this creature hums to life. And this centipede, as you kind of like go to like let go of the tank, you see electrical energy sparking all around it. The second it hit air, essentially, this creature drops to the ground and lets off a lightning flare. Glebnor, with your nat 20, you immediately big flat and absorb a part of it. Theo, you're right with the nat 20. You dive right behind Glebnor. You don't get hit by this, and you're right there. You were holding it, so you're the closest. But even you're so swift, you dart up off the ground before the electrical flare can hit you as hard. You are going to still take half damage. That is going to be 7 on a success. So you're going to take 7 lightning damage. And then you see this thing is going to start trying to burrow into the ground. What would you guys like to do?
You hurt Daddy!
You hurt me?
And you can see this like metallic creature. It has these like big mandibles that are like chewing into the ground as it's like writhing and spitting and trying to like get down there. You're going to try to grab it? Oh, you're going to hammer it?
Wait, son. I grab it.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Can I hammer it once you have it in your hands, Daddy?
Yes.
Theo, what are you up to?
I mean, I'm still hurt from the battles earlier, so I'm like taking that. I'm just kind of sitting on the ground and probably doing a second wind.
Theo immediately sits down and is like, I'm going to just sit this out for 1 second. Yeah, so athletics check from Toolugga. 6. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this thing. Immediately, you feel your hands almost get like serrated because there's so much sharp metal on this thing. It's covered in dirt and grime, and it kind of starts pushing away from you. Glebnor, what are you doing, buddy?
Get it, son. Get it.
Go ahead.
It's clobbering time.
Go for it.
Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Actually, 24.
24 definitely hits.
7 damage.
Oh,
4
okay.
bludgeoning, 3 acid.
Okay, perfect.
Does he get sneak attack since he's next to us?
Ooh, that's a good question. You do get sneak attack because you guys did describe yourselves as being pretty close.
That's an additional 4.
Okay. So what was your total there then?
11? Wait,
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11. I know math.
This thing is still up. I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
8.
Okay. Respectable.
5.
Okay. Not as respectable, but close.
21.
That's
21.
respectable.
Very respectable.
Makes sense. I'm sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to take me a bit to get in.
He's crisscross applesauce. He's going to get up.
Just taking deep breaths.
Toolugga, that will be your turn.
How many machines have I seen in my life?
We live in one.
I was going to say,
But that's dead.
yeah, this is the first time you've seen a like piece of machinery move on its own.
What the?
Yeah, it's the first time, like, you know, you guys are living 700 years after this massive robotic event. But most of the stuff you've seen in the scrapyard and like, you know, weaponry and such, it's just machinery. It's not living. But this old piece of tech looks like it is like trying to burrow the fuck away from you guys.
So it can't see anything I'm doing?
Yeah, its mandibles are now like chomping through the ground trying to get away.
Even though it just called bonked with a hammer?
Yeah, I'll say you kind of like whack-a-mole it. So the tail of this centipede's kind of broken and kind of scrapped. Doesn't look great after a big bonking from that hammer, but it is still trying to escape.
Would it be an action if I grab for a taco and see if I could interest this machine in a fish taco?
Okay, so I'm gonna need persuasion check, I guess. or animal handling. No, we're going persuasion because animal. It's not an animal; it's a robot.
Oh, all right. That's a 19.
Okay. With a 19, it does stop for a second to notice that you're trying to like feed it something. It doesn't eat tacos, so even with the 19, it's just kind of taken a moment to look at you. It's paying attention to you now. I'll give you that. Anything with your bonus action?
I want to try to make it my friend.
Okay, that's very cute. Nigh impossible. Give me a straight luck check. I need a net 20. I don't like that you're already collecting little creatures.
Well, that's 4.
Okay, well, that's going to be this thing's turn, which is then going to try to bite you.
Fair. That's fair.
Hold on here. So this thing leaps up. It's going to hit you on a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
You are going to take 5 piercing damage and 3 lightning damage as this thing turns around, like pushes right past the taco and just bites into your leg. You start kind of shaking it around as there's like this little mechanical centipede just burrowing into your thigh now.
Son?
First you hurt daddy, then you insult me, ma, mean Ploopploopleens tacos, then you hurt daddy again? It's clobbering time.
It is also your turn. Go for it.
Oh
Oh my god.
Does a 23 hit?
A 23 does hit.
Oh, you fucking clobbered piece of fucking shit. 6 bludgeoning, 3 acid.
Describe how you destroy
For
it.
9. So I suck the hammer back into my body cavity, shoot it out the back of my body cavity, and then it rides up the top and around the front and just fucking carnival game.
Yeah. That sound happens as screws and bolts and nuts fly out of this thing. Everyone make a quick dex save for me or an acrobatics check. You just like a carnival game. This thing
Dex
erupts.
save or acrobatics?
Whatever one's higher for you.
Okay, I'm gonna do the acrobatics. Acrobatics 16.
Okay.
Deck save of 10.
Okay.
21 on
Okay.
athletics. Or acrobatics, sorry.
Theo, you just poke your head around Glebnor to see what's happening. You just get wailed in the face with nuts and bolts. God damn it! Take 4 bludgeoning damage as these pieces and screws just kind of smash into you. This thing is dead, though. We're out of combat.
Well, son, Victor, come the spoils. Let's loot this thing. What it have?
Yeah, I guess give me
It looks like
investigation
that
or
shit
perception.
that Yarno keeps around, but alive.
It's kind of cool. I want one.
I know.
It's really cool. By the way, I whipped Bricky out. The cobblestone
The
brick.
cobblestone brick. Okay.
Son, in this moment, we're going to teach each other about responsibility.
Joy!
This is our new pet, Cobbler.
Cobbler. I love him.
You look down at a little piece of enchanted brick. It blinks up at you with its one unsettling eye, and you turn it around and there's just a sharp, jutting spike from the bottom. You're not sure where the mouth is on this thing, but you know it did eat some of the taco, and it is currently sitting in a taco shell.
I'll cherish him forever, Father.
Good.
Bricky.
It's a lot of responsibility taking care of
It
something.
just looks up at you and just continues blinking.
Father, may I have 1 taco, please?
You may. I pull out another taco.
Okay, right. You gotta give me a luck check.
Oh, right.
Come on. I want to see what kind of taco you're getting.
Ooh, that's a 2.
Oh,
That's a bad taco.
you go to pull out a taco, and you can see that your mom has packed you like the fantasy equivalent of like a Nutri-Grain bar, but it's all crushed up. And as you're opening it, just all of those crumbs are just all over the inside of the bag of holding.
Jeez.
I'm gonna turn one of my pseudopods into like a scoop.
Okay.
Scoop up my Nutri-Grain.
Ugh.
And I gently
no.
dump it into the brick.
I hate it. You see the brick looks up at you with its weird blinking eye. Mark, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ugh. It's a 1.
Was that a 2 minus 1?
Yes.
You look into this creature, and as its eye blinks rhythmically at you, you can't stop staring at it, and then you're just transfixed. And then as you kind of shake your eye away, its eaten all the crumbs out of your pseudopod, but you still don't know where the fuck the mouth was.
I think he likes me, Daddy.
Okay, we'll take care of him together.
Of course. Can I keep him?
Yes, you may. Not inside you.
Yeah, you can see Bricky kind of fucking just kind of trying
Living
to wriggle
things
away.
Can't breathe inside you. I can because I'm special.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay. Shall we keep him in the bag?
I think he liked it in the bag, actually.
I'm gonna
I
give
open
it
the
back to
bag.
Daddy.
Perfect.
In the bag.
I pat him. Good night.
Yeah, it just blinks at you. You notice now it has like a little kind of like stone eyebrow you didn't notice before, so it kind of makes like a face. All right. Yeah, you guys look over. Theo is just like beat up, sad, and covered in nuts and bolt wounds.
Well,
Just rubbing his forehead after it got hit.
to be fair, I'm down to 2 health.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Should we take a nap?
Well, I still want to see. I want to gather these bug parts.
Oh, yes, bug parts.
Yeah, go ahead. Everyone give me an investigation or perception check.
7.
6.
15.
Whoa, okay. So yeah, Toolugga, as you and Theo are kind of beat up, you're kind of just kicking through it. This thing like didn't have like scrappable stuff on it. It really is just like a hunk of like dead metal at this point. But Glebnor, you notice that on the table that this cylinder was on, there's a small like artificer like talk box that like it's like a recording device.
A talk boy?
Yeah, kind of lets you record
Credit card? No problem.
lets you record a short message. So yeah, you notice there is a little like artificer device with like, you know, just a little button, record button on the side.
What's this thing?
No idea.
It's got a button. Should we press it?
Okay.
Theo?
Yeah. 100%. You got to press it.
Illinois Justice, Field Report, 12th day of summer, 691 AU. Recovered DFT specimen 101, designation Bronze Scout. Specimen DFH fragment proves insufficient for power transfer to prototype, version 3.7. I really thought I had something here. No choice but to seek alternate power sources in the Great Valley. Hopefully I can find the Dreadforge tech I need to power this damn thing. FR diagram 2.3 viability still incompatible with available data. What the hell were you building, Dad? And it cuts off.
What the was that?
Does that voice sound exactly like Theo remembers?
100%.
Can I have that? Theo takes it and goes over to where his notes are and starts looking for any mention of that alternate power source, if
Perfect.
there was anything
Yeah.
in the notes.
So you have her journal and also your own. So as you kind of lay them out, give me an investigation check with advantage. And I'll say you can throw a little D4 on that bad boy.
I touch him on the shoulder. Theos, are you okay? I
That's a
give him
nat 20,
guidance.
and I didn't even need the advantage.
That was a nat 20?
Yeah, without the advantage.
Bruh.
I want my guidance back.
He's got fucking tabbed.
Yeah, you let go to give him guidance, kind of pushes your hand away as he's furiously going through all these notes and diagrams. You can tell, actually, here. I wasn't expecting a nat 20 on this. Let me pull up my notes again real quick. You can tell that 12th day of summer, 691 AU. You know that means that was, she must have recorded this maybe a couple months after she left.
Mhm.
You know that with a nat 20, I'm going to give you what all these little designations mean. AU, after Uprising. So 691 years since Uprising. DFT specimen, Dreadforge tech.
Okay.
And then DFH you don't recognize in your cipher of notes, but as you look into hers, you can see that it stands for Dreadforge Heart. So it seems that this creature didn't have a strong enough Dreadforge Heart to power the weapon that she's building. So it looks that you can also tell because of, you know, her notes from the last session saying how the mud was too thick. She clearly come out here during the summer months, hoping in the dry season to dig through the bog to find old tech that maybe no one has scrapped before, but was unsuccessful. This was the only thing she found out there, and it didn't have a power source strong enough to complete her weapon, and that she must have head to the Great Valley to seek help elsewhere.
Toolugga? Glebnor? This is all my sister's stuff.
You have a sister?
I was going to say that.
Yeah. I'll tell you about her some other time.
Okay.
But she left to find some stuff, and she was supposed to come back, but never did.
How long ago was that?
10 years ago.
I think she's late, Dad.
Yeah, that's very late. Very.
She went to get milk, all right?
What's milk?
Yeah, do you think Ellie's a smoker? Did she go to get cigarettes and never come back?
She probably was.
I will add that
Theo
to my
sitting on the
notes.
soup with his ball glove.
Yeah, instead of a ball glove, it's a fucking just artificer shield fucking gauntlet.
Just shink.
Yeah.
She said she'd be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think Theo just kind of tries to explain it, but in a horrible way of like, the different machines and stuff that I'm building and that she was building as well, and it probably goes right over you guys' head.
Cool, Theo. I'm happy for you. This is great news. I'm so proud.
Sidebar, Dad.
Sidebar.
What the hell is he talking about?
So just a note. Our sidebar, we're just talking in Celestial, so he doesn't.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know, but I mean, look how happy he is.
I know he does look pretty happy.
I know.
Just go with it. I
Just be
guess.
happy for him. Man. It seems like some.
These are
I've never
buddies.
seen him smile like that.
It's true. I mean, I'm pretty new around here, but he does look ecstatic. Some might say.
Yeah.
All right, let's just go with it.
All right.
I don't have any clue what he's talking about. So.
That was the sound of them fist bumping for the listening audience of this audio podcast. Yeah, Theo, you're in the corner and you're just kind of
This
watching.
is great.
So happy, Theo. This is wonderful.
I'm just like looking at me weird, but starting to put like the pieces of the weapon.
Can I get a Tinker's Tool check?
So
You have a set. So that'll be you roll a d20 and then add your proficiency bonus, which I think is a +3 at this level. I want to say
right now it's +2.
it's +2. Okay, yeah.
That's a 7 + 2, so 9.
Ooh, okay, so you do. Now that you have all the pieces, you can put together the basic shape of this thing. And as you hold it and kind of spin the barrel for the first time, and snap it into place, you realize like you have the same problem she does. You're missing a powerful, like a power source for this thing, a bit of magicka that you can put into this weapon and finally, have your first I don't want to say gun, but that's you're literally just one piece away at this point.
Right.
So it's
yeah.
fully the shape of a pistol.
It is the shape of a pistol, but it's just missing that last little piece. Really bring it together.
Oomph.
A little bit of oomph. Yeah.
So yeah, Theo just swings it around his finger and then puts it in like a holster that he's had where a crossbow was.
Cool.
But now it's the gun's over there.
Pretty slick with that, Theo, for something you just made.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You've never just spun something? It's not hard.
I don't
Really?
have fingers.
Let me
You
try.
can make
I
one.
try to spin
That's
my
true.
sword.
Can I get a sleight of hand check to Tooluuga to give a little flare?
Can we get
flourish?
a loss of fin check?
17. How
Looks
do I
pretty
spin
cool.
this sword?
Look pretty damn cool.
You're right, Theo. It just goes.
All right, I don't know.
Did you try to spin something?
I'm globetrottering the sword.
You guys can just see like Glebnor looking at his equipment floating in his body, deciding what to spin.
I mean, the hammer doesn't look that cool, but I got some daggers.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a sleight of hand check.
20.
Yo, Glebnor, you can see that you put 2 of your pseudopods in your body and just pull a bunch of knives out, and they're all just spinning at once around your pseudopods. It looks insane.
Son, you're really good at that.
Thanks, Dad.
It's amazing. Great job.
Yay. Toolugga, can I actually get a real quick religion check, if you wouldn't mind?
12.
12. As you guys are kind of just spinning your weapons around, you look at Theo, and as he like spun that gun and put it in the holster, there's just a little bit of celestial on that, a little bit of divine as he holsters the weapon.
Theo, can I see that real quick? Just for like a hot minute.
Sure. Theo will take it out and just...
Can I get like a closer look? Can I?
Yeah, can I get an Arcana check? If you guys have any, I don't think you guys have any spells that'll probably help in this one. I don't think anyone has Identify in this, but
I don't have Identify, no. Can I guidance myself?
You can give yourself guidance on the Arcana. Yeah, totally.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna
16
need that.
Arcana?
16 Arcana. Yeah. Okay.
Somehow.
What the hell, Glebnor?
Against all
Yeah.
odds.
All right, and then it's a D4, right?
Mm-hmm.
17.
Awesome. The 17. Yeah, there's just something about it. Like when it goes into your hand, you can feel the magic kind of cool. But yeah, there is this little baby spark of divinity that you saw in this moment where Theo held this object for the first time. And I will also say something about it is a little familiar to you. And it's familiar because you remember when you pulled Glebnor out of that crater 2 years ago. He also had like a little bit of divine energy on him. Yeah. Well, there's just a little baby spark of divinity between you and your friends here in this room in this moment.
This is beautiful.
It's a familiar smell.
It's
I
beautiful.
can't place it.
Son, this is a monumental moment. Bleebly, here you go.
Oh, thanks. Spins it again, puts it back.
It looks
Slick.
really cool even the second time.
As I'm handing it back, I'm doing like a
a little cross motion.
cross motion. I'm
Yeah.
like, I bless this weapon in the name of the god Bleebly. For Bleebly.
Whoa,
Shouldn't you be doing that in front of other people? Like,
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
I'm impressed.
yeah, well, I mean, not impressed. I'm just saying.
This is a special moment. He doesn't know why, and you don't know why, and I can't really explain it right now. Just take the blessing.
I'm not gonna deny a blessing. So
I'm really hurt. Just go with me, son.
Always, Father.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I can actually get a nature check from the group real quick.
17.
Okay, nice.
8.
5.
Glebnor, you realize it is getting late in the day. You guys have been...
I'm a
you've
sundial, so.
Yeah, exactly. You as once were a sundial, and you now have this almost instinct of what time of day it is. You guys have been traveling, hiking, fighting, and then, yeah, you guys are much, much due for a long rest.
It's getting sleepy in here, Dad.
Sleepy time?
Sleepy time.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys would like, you guys can make camp here and go ahead and take a long rest. But I would ask, anyone want to be doing shifts for watching out? You guys taking little guard shifts? Because I don't think anyone here, none of you guys are elves, none of you guys trance, so you're going to need your full, a full 8.
I think all I got is my specialized.
This is a secret room.
Yeah, it's underneath, yeah.
Can you just shut the door
Sure,
behind us?
totally.
Where's the fun in that?
Okay.
Adventure.
Can I... Hold on. If I go big flat and you tie me to the corners of, like, the stairs, I make a barrier. And I can just, like, drift to sleep because I'm tied up.
Okay, so you...
So if anybody walks into Big Flat, they're going to make a big splashing noise, obviously.
Of course.
That will alert everyone.
Gotcha.
And I will feel it, clearly.
Son, you're a genius. That'll work perfectly.
Big Flat!
You big flat and block off the staircase that you would come down. Everyone, go ahead and take a long rest.
I'd like to try and wake up before everyone else to make breakfast
Of course.
for my son and friend, Theo.
Amazing. Okay, let's start with, I'm assuming you're getting ingredients from your infinite taqueria of holding.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to pull up Cobbler as well. So
Okay.
that we
Set
can
him
have a
up.
bonding moment. Yes.
Perfect. All right, so let's call this performance or sleight of hand. You can tell me which one. Performance will be, I think, how like fancy this breakfast looks. Sleight of hand will be, I guess, how finely chopped all of these ingredients are.
So I got a +0 to performance, but I do want it to look amazing.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with performance.
Gotcha. What do we get for a performance check here?
I rolled a 12.
Okay. So you make a pretty nice breakfast. You guys are, even with a 12, this is free food, so you're incredibly impressed by this. Glebnor, you kind of wake up just kind of dangling on like the, like it'd be kind of like the ceiling because it's like an attic almost.
Yeah,
So
I'm like a drape.
yeah. And Theo, you're kind of just coming to consciousness down here. And you just, what are you making for breakfast? What are they smelling?
I don't know. What kind of stuff could I have pulled out of the bag?
I mean, we've really gone fully crazy with this. So,
Two-way bag of holding right to me, Ma.
I'm saying we have decided that it is now canon. It is a two-way bag of holding to Mima's kitchen where she can give you food. So If I'm letting that happen, I can't come up with all of the fake food. You maniacs have to decide what's in that bag.
I'm gonna some potatoes.
Okay, yeah.
Make some home fries. And then just some eggs. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, you guys wake up to like a nice, because it's a 12, so it's like a nice like dive diner breakfast.
Crazy.
Nice greasy eggs. Exactly what you need after a long day of adventuring and fighting nonsense fae all day. So perfect. Okay, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to
You're free to explore.
float over to the food like Pepe Le Pew.
Okay.
Daddy,
Good morning, son.
what a lovely breakfast you've made us.
Thank you. Nothing but the finest for my son and best friend.
Thanks, Toolugga. This looks great.
Was Cobbler?
Oh, he's on the counter. I made him a little plate.
Excellent.
Everybody give me a wisdom saving throw.
10? What's up, 4?
Let you know, I have a +5 to wisdom saves, and I rolled an 8.
You all look over to Cobbler like, oh, maybe we'll see him eat. And you all just stare into this eldritch eye opening unblinkingly, gazing into you. And you all kind of snap out of it for a second, and his plate's completely clean.
Cobbler, you want seconds?
It doesn't respond because it's a brick with no mouth.
One
blinks.
blink for yes, 2 blink for no.
Okay. It does one big blink.
Okay. I give him, like, the scraps from my plate.
Yeah, he kind of turns his little brick body so that you guys can't see it, and then it's all just gone inside the brick.
Nature's beautiful. And I pet him.
I also pet him.
Okay.
Good
This
boy.
point, I'm gonna need everyone, as you guys are coming up out of the basement, to give me a perception or investigation check.
It's an 11.
17.
8.
Toolugga, as you're walking out of the little ranger hut, you swing the door open and don't even notice it. You just kind of keep walking forward. Glebnor, you clock it immediately. The hut is completely encased and surrounded in a wall of thorn spell. You just see these thick, twisting vines are all around the hut, and they've kind of just completely encircled it.
Looks pretty spiky out there, Dad.
What? That's not a weather condition.
Look out the window.
I'm like past the door now.
Yeah, you've walked past the door, and as you like stride down, you look up, and you're just looking up at a 20-foot high thorn wall.
Okay, maybe you're onto something. Sorry.
How densely packed is this thorn wall?
It looks thick. But I will say, as you guys kind of walk out of the hut, in Toolugga, where you were just like kind of could come to like the foot of this thorn wall, you see it begins to open, and striding through it with a tree stride, you can see a dryad who is holding 2 briar children by the scruff of their neck.
Do we recognize these 2 assholes?
One of them still has a like big crossbow ding in the side of his shoulder, and one is a little covered in slime still. So you guys see this dryad walks forward. This is a like she's kind of has a very female shape, but she has her whole body is made of wood and thorns, and you can see that where her torso would turn to legs, it's actually almost like a dress made of vines that connect into the thorn wall behind her. And the vines kind of come up and almost make like a little outfit for her almost. And you can see she has this kind of like crazy brambled hair. Her skin is like made of bark, and she's holding these 2 up, and she's like, well, do you have anything to say to them? And you see one of them is just kind of struggling. Is like, yeah, fuck you guys. And you see she's like, no. She kind of pulls it down. I am so sorry. It appears my briar children gave you boys some trouble the other day.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That I understand, children. That's my son back there. That 8-foot slime.
Okay.
He's 2.
Yeah. Okay. And looks over at Theo. Did they steal anything from you?
They made me drop a beautiful fish taco.
Is that why this one smells like that?
Yeah, I was trying to
Holds
give
one
them
out.
some.
She kind of drops them both in front of him. They're supposed to be helping me guard this forest, kind of dissuading any adventurers or scouts from coming out this far, but it seems that they've decided it's much more fun to trick people and take their things. I found this. This doesn't belong to any of you boys. And she holds up a like scout satchel. It kind of drops it on the ground in front of you.
Do you mind if I look through?
Oh, please, yeah.
I start rifling through.
Yeah, you kind of rummage through the bag. You can see that there is a potion of poison resistance inside. One regular healing potion. A couple of rations. And then you pick it up. You are holding a grenade. Theo.
This is specifically mine.
Theo, can I get an investigation check from you?
How would we know what that is?
I don't know, but I'm holding it, so I want it.
That's a 14.
You look at it. This was definitely a scouts pack, probably from the missing scouts you were sent here to find. But that grenade is 100% some Yarno tech right there. He definitely gave it to one of these scouts, or all of them. But you can see that this pack that was lost or stolen. Yeah, this is I think it's called a thermal detonator grenade. But yeah, it's a little thermal grenade.
I think this is Yarno's scout, his pack.
The scouts we're looking for?
Yep.
Okay. It's not directly ours, but we are associated with the people.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. What are you boys doing out here this far, if I might ask?
2 things. We're
Okay.
looking for the what? For our god Bleebly.
Uh-huh.
You know, as
He's
I'm
a god.
Okay.
aspiring god, upstart, just started.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, sure.
And then
Sure.
one of his associate is looking for some missing scouts.
Okay. I think your friends may have come through this way before. If I had run into them before, my children here did, and she kind of like kicks at the 2 little bride children on the ground. I would have sent them on their way back home, and I am kind of inclined to say the same to you, but what did you mean bringing the wet?
I produce my pamphlet.
Mark, what's on this pamphlet?
It's my standard blue pamphlet.
Okay, she kind of reads it over.
He bring the wet.
Bring the wet. Oh, are you here to fix the dry spirit in the woods?
Oh, you betcha. That's what our
Oh,
god is.
that is fantastic. Oh,
Behold.
perfect. I could really use some help. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of attached here, and she kind of looks down, and her vines are just kind of attached to the forest here. There is a loose dry spirit in that bog, and it is it's been traveling all around, kind of sucking all the moisture out of the trees, and I would love to take care of it, but I can only go so far as my vines can let me travel, and can't get all the way into the bog. Would you be willing to handle that for me?
Well, that's where we're going anyway.
Oh, that is perfect. Okay, great.
Yeah. Wonderful.
What does this spirit look like? Sponge-esque, possibly?
This is where I have to take a moment as a dungeon master and decide. Is my cool monster going to be a big stupid sponge? Or is my cool monster going to be a cool monster?
I vote yes, sponge.
I'm going to need a luck check.
Dice don't fail me now.
If it's a nat 20, it's 2 sponges.
Where the hell is luck?
Just do anything that would equal to a d20.
I'm just gonna do it straight up.
Yeah.
An 11.
Hey, it's above a 10. That's how luck checks work. So. Oh my god, that's so insightful. Yes! It's a dry spirit. I believe that the reason the bog is so haunted is at one point there was a wizard tower out that way, well before the machine uprising, and I think that is the remnants of whatever was going on in that tower has created some of the strange necrotic energy that is all along the bog. But I have seen in the sky, flying and absorbing water, a ghastly sponge.
We're talking like rectangle kitchen sponge with googly eyes on it, right?
With an 11, we are talking a kitchen sponge spirit has been flying around in my very cool swamp, absorbing all the water.
Just yellow on one side and green abrasive on the other.
Exactly right.
I knew it.
Son, you're a genius.
You know, I thought I caught something last year when I was rocketing to our planet.
You remembered that?
Why not?
Actually, yeah, give me a history check with advantage.
12.
Okay. You do remember very vaguely and in much more like as vague concepts more than anything, rocketing toward the planet. But as you say it, she goes, "Oh, yeah, the comet shower, right?" That's
You know it?
That's when all this trouble started. There were lots of meteor showers that night, and I believe that some of the impact zones of some of those things may have, I think, maybe unearthed that wizard tower. So whatever fell in there, it definitely it stirred up the necrotic magic in this area. But I will warn you all, the bog is very dangerous. And with all that energy out there from whatever the hell that wizard was working on, you should expect quite a few undead. It was a battlefield once, and there will be old spirits inhabiting possibly the bodies of the Dreadforge out there.
Lady, all I'm hearing is my cousin is out there in sponge form. Begging, yearning for family interaction.
You believe that you were related to the horrible sponge spirit?
Oh, my son, he
I
was
also
from one
came.
of the comets.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Usually a dry spirit like that is created by a corpse being not buried properly. But maybe there is something to this.
I think he's my cousin, Daddy.
Well, let's find out.
Cousin!
Let's not jump the gun,
Okay.
but you can be hopeful.
All right, so it is quite dangerous out there. How are all of you? Do you all breathe? She kind of looks at Glebnor and Toolugga a little confused, over at Theo, probably like, you probably, okay, yeah.
Yep.
I can hold my breath real long. You want to see?
Sure.
He can do this for hours.
Can I get a constitution saving throw?
And just watch him turn blue.
Nat 20, bitch!
I'm gonna need you to roll. I need you to roll a D4.
That's how many hours you can hold your breath.
That's exactly what's about to happen.
3.
You all awkwardly watched you hold your breath for 3 hours. There's so many times where someone's like, I mean, we could probably keep the conversation going. And everyone's like, no, shh.
He loves this. He loves this.
Yeah, you were fully blue at the height of this, and you turn back into your neon green. Oh, wow. That was impressive. I think you'll probably be really okay in the scary poison swamp. I'm a little bit worried about your two friends here, though.
I'm his father.
Okay, just be quite careful.
That's my god.
Bleebly.
The ground will be belching up lots of poison.
I'm gonna just real quick. I produce another pamphlet. Please spread the word. Now you have 2. Tell people.
I don't really get a lot of visitors out here, but sure, if one comes around, I could.
Your dress is beautiful.
Oh my god, thank you. Yeah, she puts her hand on your shoulder. She's gonna put guidance on you.
I do the same back.
I
Daddy?
don't get complimented enough.
It's really tough out here for a single parent.
Yeah, raising these thorny, monstrous sprites has been a real pain.
It's tough when your son's bigger than you.
I mean, in my case, they're only a few inches tall, but still, they are quite a handful.
I writhe a little in excitement.
I can see that. Thank you for describing
possible
it for
new
me.
mommy.
There's a saying in the Kuotoa village. It takes a village.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, so you're all from the Druid Grove from the south?
Yes.
Oh. How are things there?
Dry.
Ah, yes.
So,
Very dry.
So
Very,
dry.
very
We're
dry.
in desperate need of some wet.
Okay, well, the bog is a lot less wet than it once was, but you should expect it to be quite difficult to traverse it. Even though most of the water is drained away, it is thick, heavy mud, and there's God knows what lurking around in it. But I can guide you all to the entrance to it now that I see that you're not here to, cause any real trouble, or maybe help me with this giant sponge.
Yeah, anything.
Okay, Briar children, come. She kind of claps her hands as the little
As
kids
they
get together.
scuttle away, I want to whip out a couple tacos. For the
Okay.
kids.
me get-
See if they'll be a little less
a little
of a mess.
less shitty.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 2 luck checks.
Okay.
Try and get above 10 on both of these. Because if one is bad and one is good, they will fight over the good one.
One is a 17. One's a 19.
2 perfect tacos come out of the bag. You can tell for some reason Mommy really worked on these two. There's little bits of shrimp and there's like a really nice aioli on them. And you see both of the two Briar children grab them out of your hands. You're all right, fish guy. They kind of scuttle ahead.
Cool. And then I take out Cobbler and I put him on my shoulder.
Yeah, the Cobbler kind of chills up there. I'm also going to say it now. We will let Cobbler use, I guess, like the cat stat block. If you want to add that as a familiar, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, he'll be your little familiar because it's funny, and I like the name Cobbler a lot.
How do I add cat stat?
I believe if you go to extras, you should be able to add a familiar. You can throw cat in there. I don't want this thing getting too powerful on me, but I'll let you have it because
I just want it as a bit.
All right. And you see, she goes, "Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Ivy." And she kind of puts her little bark hand out to shake everyone's hand.
I produce a pseudopod.
Oh, that's wet.
And I want to give it like a little noodle slap.
Oh,
like a wet towel.
Oh.
Hey, son,
Yes, father?
behave.
I'm just enthusiastic.
I know you're really excited.
I sent some sparks.
She kind of looks back a little confused. Keeps leading you guys through the forest. And eventually, you come down to the entrance to the Belching Bog. As you guys look out, you can see that all of the water has almost completely evaporated from this swamp. So where these kind of swamp cedar trees would normally be pretty high up, or right at level with water, they're now kind of just like floating above this like dry, caked, almost like clay-like ground. And the roots of these giant cedars almost kind of make a like canopy into the bog. I'm gonna let you guys know right off the rip. Traversing the Belching Bog is going to be considered difficult terrain. There's like, even though the water is almost all but dried up, every step you take into this like clay ground, it kind of pull your boot or your feet up. Glebnor, you're looking at me like you don't have boots or feet. So what we got going on over there?
Well, I'm a mass.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to lobby for big flat feet, like a snowshoe situation.
You want to turn your bottom that up until now had just been a blob into two big snowshoes?
Yeah, and then Theo and Daddy can jump on my back.
Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna need an athletics check from you.
Or in my back.
I don't like that as much.
I go in my son's back.
Yeah. See, she's like that. Oh, hold on. You're just kind of. I'm gonna need athletics checks from you every once in a while to keep this up, because you will be hauling these boys. If
22.
You do it that way. Okay, yeah. So far, so good.
He does have the mobile feat, right?
Oh, interesting. Did you take mobile as your free feat on this campaign?
I don't think I get mobile till later, right?
Go to feats.
I did take mobile.
Okay.
Suck it.
So I believe the way mobile works is if you dash, you ignore difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you do the dash,
So that means he's just sprinting.
Yeah,
through
with
the
two big gooey snowshoes. So you see, Ivy's like, all right, well, be careful. And Glebnor, you've produced these giant gooey snowshoes, essentially. Theo and Toolugga, you guys are hopping on his back?
Yeah.
We'll
be back.
I'm gonna have my back kind of like come out like a little balcony,
Okay.
and they're like driving me basically.
Okay. And you hear as you are just moving it through the bog. That is such a stupid visual. I hate that. You see Ivy turns to the Briar children. I liked them. Probably pretty disappointing. They're definitely going to die out there, but they were nice, right? The Briar children kind of look up nodding as she uses tree stride to go into a tree and return back into the forest of the Barstook path. The rest of you guys are just hoofing it through the bog.
While we're trucking, I want to yell back to
Yep.
Daddy. Daddy!
Yes, son?
Was there something going on with you in the tree?
No, she's just a single mother. You gotta support him. It's tough out there.
I thought it sensed a little something more.
All right, son. You're too young for this talk.
Okay.
Just running.
I lean in and whisper in Celestial, but maybe.
Can I get a perception check from everybody as you guys are running full speed through the bog?
11.
22.
17.
You're just full running. You're going through trees. You're smashing into bushes. You can see that like some like, snakes and like lizards are like darting out of the way to get out of the way of you. You two notice that he is running right toward what looks like a like vent in the ground that's pushing up this kind of like thick purplish green like fog. But he's going full speed at it. So you guys have like maybe one action to try to stop him.
You said like we're steering you, right?
Yeah, so when I produced the balcony out of my back,
Okay.
I imagine there was some kind of like grab bar as well for them to hold on to, because I'm trucking.
You are trucking.
So I feel everything.
I want to put this on record. This is a very liberal use of the pseudopod feature of a plasmoid, which just lets you wiggle an arm. But I'm letting it happen, because visually, it's very funny. So it is happening. You guys are on this grab bar. I'm going to need you both to give me a sleight of hand check to try to steer Glebnor away from this vent.
Oh, yeah. Nat 20.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
17.
What the fuck? All right, so as Glebnor is running full
Daddy,
speed,
take the wheel.
you see that you must have, with a nat 20, you must have ridden Glebnor like this before.
Listen, what we do in the room is none of your business.
So you two are basically like Jaeger pilots from Pacific Rim, where you move in perfect lockstep. So he leaps over this huge vent. And you see, like, you would have had to make a deck save to not get hit by poison gas coming out of the ground. But Glebnor leaps through the air over it, no problem. And lands on the other side and keeps running.
That's my boy.
Thanks, Dad. I didn't see that, so.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the eyes. And
Very athletic. Very athletic.
Star athlete, this one.
I hate this. Okay, can I get one more group? We'll call this, you can either do perception or survival, if you'd like.
It's a 7 survival.
Okay.
9?
Okay.
That's an 8 perception.
Okay. You guys are all running full speed. And at a certain point, the mud is just getting thicker and thicker, but Glebnor, you just keep hoofing it harder and harder. And then it gets to a point where you're now like waist deep up to mud and you can't really... What are you looking at me for? Why? Because you don't have a waist? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
Can my snowshoes turn into a dinghy?
You want to dinghy this mud?
You know what? I'm drawing the line at dinghy, okay? You're not going to turn into a fucking fan boat and fly through my fucking encounters. I'm not having it. At a certain point, with your horrible checks, you are now stuck in this mud for a moment.
I mean, that was a 19.
Yeah.
Well,
What was the 19 for? What are you rolling for? You
Luck of being a dinghy?
There's no luck of the dinghy, okay?
No, that's just you thinking like, man, it would be nice if we had a dinghy.
Yeah. At a certain point, Glebnor realizes you guys are going to have to be a little bit more careful traversing this terrain. You cannot just mech pilot your way through the belching bog.
How far did we get?
You got pretty far. You got pretty deep into the woods here.
Toolugga,
Yes?
hear me out here. What if we have Glebnor get up in the tree, we hold on to him, and he swings through the trees?
Barrel of monkey style.
Okay.
I like that. That's
I
pretty
don't.
smart. Let me try something, though. I can breathe water. Mud's kind of water.
No, it isn't.
I'm a dumb fish. There's water to make mud, I'll have you know.
Yeah, where's this wet coming from?
Okay. All right. Toolugga.
I just want to dive into the mud.
Okay. Dive in that mud. What kind of check do you want to make it to be where you're
I
going to
figured
start?
that would probably be like a survival.
Sure. Okay.
If I survive the mud.
You're going to try to jump in it, I guess.
And breathe mud.
Maybe kind of like make like a path through the mud for them to kind of like
yeah,
follow
like
behind you.
Like
in.
an icebreaker.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect.
16?
16's good. I'll actually say, Toolugga, you're kind of pushing through and you feel kind of in your element. You're like a little fish man, and now you're in this big wet swamp. Your like scales have never felt so hydrated as you kind of push through this like mud. You can tell too, because this mud has been down here so long, the sediment's real nice. Your skin's never looked better.
Look at exfoliating.
Theo, you gotta get in here. The exfoliation's crazy.
Theo, you look down and you realize that mud will swallow you the second you get into it.
No.
You're kind of just on top of Glebnor's head as he's kind of pushing through the mud still here. Toolugga, I would like you to go ahead and add the athlete feat to your character sheet and bump that dex up. As you feel pretty strong as you're kind of pushing through. You had spent some time training with Mean Gene, but it's starting to all kind of click now that you're kind of more in your element. And I'll say at a certain point, as you're kind of pushing through the mud, kind of making a little path for Glebnor to follow you and for Theo to kind of like just kind of ride his way through this gross wave. Go ahead and give me Toolugga. You can make a perception check with advantage because you're up in front here, kind of.
Perception. Gonna need that advantage. That was a nat 1. Into a nat 20.
Okay. You gotta stop getting me with these fucking narrative nat 20s. They're worse than combat nat 20s to me. At a certain point, as you're pushing through the mud, you see footsteps. Tracks of 3. One a little bit definitely was a little bit more heavy set than the others. It's kind of, you can see the prints here much more deeply dug in, and then 2 sets of smaller ones. With nat 20, I will let you know that one of these footsteps belongs to a half orc, and the other 2 look like they probably belong to kobolds. And as you follow the little tracks, you can see up ahead with a nat 20. You can see that what looks like it must have been recently pulled out of some deep mud. The first time you've ever seen a legit Dreadforge soldier. Caked in mud that looks like it's probably been under in this kind of deep sediment for centuries. And it looks like it's been recently pulled up out of the mud.
Theo, I think I found where your boys were going and what they may have found.
Can I climb down off of Glebnor and go to the Dreadforge?
Yeah, go for it.
Want to inspect it?
Go
see if there's anything left.
Give me an investigation check.
It's a nat 20.
Can y'all chill the fuck out? My spooky, mysterious swamp doesn't work great when you immediately clock everything. Theo, you can tell that this thing was recently scrapped. That scout crew found this, or must have found like a part of it, pulled it up, and started dismantling it. It's missing one of its arms. And as you look at it with a nat 20, you can see this is a legitimate Dreadforge. It looks like a mechanical dwarf in armor almost. It has the kind of dimensions of a dwarf. It's stocky, about like 4 foot tall, kind of wide, and you can tell it's very heavy. Looks like they must have taken all 3 of them to pull it out of the sediment. And it looks like the internal mechanisms of this thing have been ripped clean. You do not find a Dreadforge heart inside this. But I will say with the nat 20, you look a little bit up ahead, which you hadn't really noticed because you'd run over right to the tech immediately. Mm-hmm. And you can see a like hunched over humanoid standing over a dead kobold. And you see blood all around the ground.
Probably point out to you guys, looks like some blood over there. We might want to be careful.
I'm on it.
Pointing out to where the humanoid is.
And can I actually get a stealth check from the group?
16.
22.
Also a 16.
Yeah, this creature doesn't notice you, but as you approach, you can see hunched over the corpse of this kobold, clearly like maybe a day or 2 dead. There is what looks to be this putrid zombie. He's covered in thick patches of mud. There's twigs and sticks kind of inside his body, and you can also see that there's like leeches all over him. And he is just eating the side of this kobold's face. You can see he looks up at you at a certain point, and there's just brain and viscera pouring out of his mouth. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative on the next episode of Dicey Situations. Keep it dicey. I'm Dyson here.
Howdy, Glebnor here, and I just want to say thanks for listening to Dicey Situations. If you liked what you heard, make sure you come back on Friday to listen to our talkback called Situational Awareness, where we break down the episode and you get to know us, the players, a little bit better. And as always, make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and word of mouth actually helps a lot. So if you could tell all your friends, that would be great. Thanks again. Keep it dicey.
This has been a Business Shark production.